die and you were standing before God, he would say to you, why should I let you into heaven? What would you say? And we go from there to sharing the gospel, and we've led hundreds of people to Christ all over the state just this summer, the last couple summers, and it's a lot of fun. I really love that kind of ministry. I had one guy walk up to me once, great big tall guy, about 6'6" or so, and big burly guy, and he walked up and he looked down at me, because I'm not that tall, and he said, my wife says I'm going to hell. How do I change that? I said, come here, man. Let me talk to you.
That was a good opening.
And it was great. And so, anyway, I've had all kinds of great experiences like that. And we're always looking for other people to, help us out with that kind of ministry. And we do it during the summer months. And it's been a great thing. And we call it the God Mobile ministry. And it's like taking God out to where the people are instead of waiting for them to knock on our church door. I think the time has come for us not to just sit and wait for them to come.
Yes,
we go
true.
out to them, wherever they are, If they're at the fair, go to the fair.
That's
Somehow
right.
connect
That's
with
right.
people. So,
Make the message accessible.
exactly.
Since they're not beating down the door of the church,
That's right.
let's find out how to get to where they're at.
Doesn't it seem like that's the way they did it in the New Testament?
It looked
Why
like
would it
that.
take us so long to figure that out?
It seemed they were wandering all over the world there,
That's right,
wherever the
that's right,
people were.
yeah. Yeah.
So that's a good concept. So there you have the people ready and available to interact with the people as they come by and just meet them where they're at.
Oh yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. We've led a lot of people to Christ doing that, and a good friend of mine, Al Sharp, and some other guys are involved in this thing, and it's been a great ministry. So we're planning on making plans for doing it again next summer.
So various county fairs and things like
all
this
over
you
the
go
state.
to? Or?
Yeah, it's actually going on in some other states as well. It isn't just Michigan, but in Michigan we're trying to coordinate our efforts with everybody else doing it, and we're trying to work together. So we try to cover every fair going on, and we're trying to look for other avenues to try to do similar things too.
Sure,
but it's the idea that, Paul the Apostle said, how are they going to know who to believe in unless someone comes and tells them? This idea that, I'll share the gospel, and if I have to, I'll use words. That's ridiculous. That's a nice little saying that people say, but how are they going to know if they don't hear about Jesus?
Right.
They need to hear the good news of the gospel.
That's right.
So we have to take it to them. And we know it, so let's share it with somebody else while there's still time.
While there's time. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, now, in order to get a hold of you, have you come out and speak, either to share those things or the survival school or anything else, or to get a hold of the books, how would they find you?
Well, I do have a website, www.denslattery.com, and also our church websites, www.lavalleychurch.org or www.berlincenterchurch.org, or you can find me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever else. Just Google me, you'll find me.
Sounds like you're pretty easy to find if they want to. Right?
Yeah.
And so you're willing to speak to groups, go out to places, help them to put in motion some of the things that you've been talking about, and how to,
I love doing
how to
this
get people
kind of
involved in bringing people to Christ.
Right. I love doing that kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. So, well, that's the answer. Okay, you know how to get a hold of him. You see the information on the screen, the phone numbers, the websites, the email address. So find out how to put your life into motion in the same way. How are you going to reach the people around you? You may have people who may not have been wounded by war, but are wounded by the circumstances they're living in and the things that they have had to endure and go through in their life. You can be the one who helps them find the answers that are haunting, to the questions that are haunting their life, just as Pastor Den was talking about here. So become an active participant in bringing the gospel to those around you. And right now, as we get down to the final moments here of this program, again, we want to thank you for joining us and encourage you to be a part of all that's going on in the TCT network. Become a volunteer, become a supporter. There are a lot of things that can happen here that you can be a part of. But as we close, we're going to ask Pastor Den to pray for those who would like to, would need the touch of Jesus in their lives.
Sounds good. If you're out there today and you need to accept Christ, you've never done that before, I just encourage you to just pray right along with us today. Just say, Heavenly Father, Lord, I'm a sinner. I need your help in my life. Jesus, come into my life. I open the door of my heart to you right now. Jesus, come in. I confess that Jesus is Lord.